I'm heading into a dump today. It's I call it the swamp dump. We're not in South Carolina this time. It's a pretty rough place. There's a lot of stuff here, but of course it is marred with a bunch of, as you can see, a lot of fill. And it was used from the late 40s to the early 50s, I believe. I haven't really explored all of it. I do know, though, that it's been here a while. Let me go find my first bottle, and something good, I will let you know. Well, I came up with my first Coke. It's a Pat D, but it's from a town I don't have. It's from Sylvania, Georgia. So, here's an interesting bottle. Let's see what the date is. The true date of this thing. It should be in here somewhere. There it is, right? It's right over here. Well, this will give me sort of a ballpark figure. Taking time here to do this. It looks like a 47 or a 48. 47 is that? So we got a 47 Sylvania Coke. That's not bad. Let's keep scraping. There might be more down here. I see broken Cokes all over. So this is the dump. So let's see what we got here. Well, so far, a little blue bottle. Not much. This is interesting. This is a Presto glass top mason jar, which I've never seen before. So that could be a keeper. Like I said, this place is just Vine City. I mean, it's a swamp. It literally is. So anything I'm coming up with, you can see I'm way down here. This is a milk, it looks like, or something like that. That sounds like, feels like it has a root on it, growing in it. It's crazy. This place is crazy. I mean, I'm here to find Cokes and stuff. It's not that I'm going to find ancient stuff. Although I did find a 39 soda bottle. And there's a really nice serving tray there. But this is not an easy place to dig. I'm straight out with you. So let me see what else I can do. I can't do all this and dig at the same time. I've got a lot to do. I'm going to go to the edge here and see what I can find later. Here's something interesting. 57. Heinz 57 most likely. It's a glass stopper. I've never found, really. I've never found one for one of those Heinz bottles. I'll put that in there. This area, as you can see, is bad. There's a lot of plastic in here, so I know I'm in the late 40s and early 50s. Just because. And as you can see, I'm fighting all kinds of roots, and here's another one of those. You know, we find them all the time. They're perfume bottles. There's a lot of bottle caps here. So I know there's sodas in here. I found remnants of them. But they got to be in this higher use layer. Like, here we go. There's the cap. There's the bottle for that Heinz. So we found the compendium to that glass stopper. This here, nylons. You find that stuff. I'm looking for local milks and sodas, and to find them in here is pretty hard. Let me move on to another area where it's a little easier to dig, maybe toward the edge, and see what else I come up with. Well, I didn't want to speak too soon before I had it totally out. I got a breast pump. Interesting. But I got myself a pretty cool old oil lamp. Now, they're common. They're common back in the day. People didn't have electricity even in the 50s. So this is where you find them. Once electricity came in, nobody needed these things. So they dug them out, or they threw them out, and now I'm digging them out. So there you have that. Now, using the finger here, let's see what else I can come up with. There's bottles on top of bottles. This is one of those places where this is a lid of some kind, I think. Huh. And all kinds of other crap here. This is an undug dump. No one's really dug here. Usually these have something on them. Man, this is a muddy mess. I thought the other place in South Carolina was bad. This place here is downright brutal. But here it comes. It's a lid of something. You can see. What kind of lid, I don't know. And there is definitely bottles down in here. I might have to get brutal and dig through this. So, there you have it, my second find, and third actually if you count the breast pump. So, there you have it. A lid and an old lamp. And we're going to keep going because I sort of like this stuff. Well, I haven't really reported anything new because I have been only finding, you know, the usual suspects in these dumps. Here's a allspice. There's an Algezima jar, honey jar. This just came out, and it's a cork top. I don't know. It says 52 on it, I think. Let me look at this. Does that say 52, 52, or 50? 53. It's a 53. It's some kind of decanter. Contents, that's all it says. So, that came down out of this area, which is all wet, full of roots, of course. There's nothing really too interesting in here. These roots are killer, and I'm having a hard time getting through them. So I'm going to go a little further here, then I'm going to go somewhere else. Pretty massive place, so I'm not relegated to one spot. But if I don't find anything, I'm going to move on to greener pastures, because this place does sort of have a tendency of beating you up. Okay, let's keep going. Well, here's something interesting I just came up with. It looks like a V8. Yep. Nice hubcap. Interesting. The V8 hubcap is down in here. Huh. Well, and as you can see, I'm down digging in to the depths, and what am I coming up with? Well, I'm not getting excited about any of this. It's jars, jars, more jars. Here's a jar. I don't know what that is. Here's some plastic. That's not good. But, you know, this is early plastic. This stuff is like... Yeah, what is this? We got all this stuff. See what this is. Baby food jars. You know, they were doing their thing here. It's this. Yep, just what I thought. Literal junk. Well, that's about it so far. If I can find more in here. See, the 1950s. It's a Fletcher Historia. You can see that. Huh. There's older stuff in here, I know, but where actually spot it's in, I don't know. There's a big jug. There's a, what's this? So, it's a new grape type soda. Probably new grape. Okay, I'll start digging out a little bit more and get in touch with you. I'm back from my dig. It was a short one today because that dump literally whipped my butt. It was a swamp. There was vines of all kinds, winding here, there, and everywhere. I was in quicksand. If I wasn't on the dump itself, everything else surrounding it was this mud that you could sink up to your neck in. This time no mosquitoes. But at any rate, I got there and I didn't expect much, knowing that it was a late 30s to early 50s a dump. So the things I got out of it, I wasn't surprised. Well, one or two things did surprise me. Let's start out with this lid. I tried to find the bottom to it, but I couldn't. But it's a cool thing. It could be used to, you know, put your keys in on or whatever. You know, it's a cool thing. You lay it on like a trivet, you lay it on the table and it does that kind of thing. I found a breast pump. There's a lot of baby bottles, baby food bottles, jars there. So I assume it was a growing community. And this breast pump was amongst the bottles. This I just picked up because it was pretty. It's a salt shaker, most likely. Nothing really important. The thing that was surprising to me was this big old oil lamp. I find these quite often, and mostly in these homesteads. This was in a dump, but you know, you got to remember, in the late 40s, a lot of these older homesteads and houses didn't have electricity until the 50s came along. So when the 50s did show up and rural electric showed up, these things went the way of the horse. So there you find them in later dumps around here anyway. This is a Presto glass top. I have a lid for it, and it's interesting because it actually says manufactured by the Illinois Glass Company, which the first time I ever seen a jar with that embossing on it. This has glass top. These Prestos were 1929. Illinois Glass put out this logo, and they have some pretty collectible bottles, the early ones. This is probably, I'd say, the mid 40s. The glass top, actually, they said 33 or 32 or 33 was when this short little jar came out. So it might go back that far, you know. Back in the day, they would have, again, the 50s was the time of change. People weren't canning as much. This one does have a slight crack where the bale would be, so I guess that's probably why it was thrown out. So there's a Presto. It's a cool jar. You can put stuff in it. This here is a Cornet liquor bottle. Now, it's a 53. That's the date on the bottom here, so you can see that it's a 53. And Cornet was a brandy company, and it pretty much started in the 50s, from what I can gather. This here is a rare, I read where it said rare, is a rare decanter. So I've never seen anything like it, and so it's a cork top, and it probably had a fancy, maybe a fancy pewter lid or whatever, cork on there. And you can see that it's embossed with grapes and grapevines. Cool. It's a cool decanter. I don't know if somebody might want it. It's a pretty bottle. And the last bottle here is the elusive Coke bottle. Now, this is a Pat D, and it's from far away, Sylvania, Georgia. Now, Sylvania is way up there. You're getting up there toward Augusta. So it's about 75 miles from, maybe 80 miles from where I was. So it traveled a long way. The date on this particular one, if you can see it, looks like a 49. So that puts it right in line with about where we're at with that dump. I don't have a Sylvania bottle. I didn't know Sylvania had Coke company over there. I want to go up there and do some digging, and who knows, I might find 1923 or 1915 if they were bottling. Coke distributed as much as they could in these small towns. I had mentioned that I collect Cokes from small, insignificant towns, and I should take that back. No town is insignificant. The people who contributed to the surrounding communities, the businesses, they built the town. It wasn't easy to do. A lot of these towns, if a railroad didn't come by, they didn't make it. It was all about transportation and getting the product out. And like towns like Sylvania, which probably probably grew out of the cotton harvesting and the cotton industry, is a small town. It still is pretty small. There's parts of it that no longer exist. It was just people moved away and the town shrank. So it's an interesting place, and I someday would like to get up there and see what they have to offer. There is, I think, a pretty good sized dump there. Other than that, that's what I found today, and hope to see y'all soon. I'm heading out and looking for more stuff. I don't need a lot of bottles, as I keep reiterating or keep saying. And but it doesn't stop me from trying to find new stuff. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.